Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is December 2nd, so that means I am scrapbooking my first page in my December project. So I will be a day behind, I think, just about every day this month. So let's see what I can do. Now I thought I was recording, but evidently I was not, because when I came to do this voiceover, I had no video of me stamping out that pink fresh stamp set and die cutting it, and I also had no video of me trimming down that red paper from Close to My Heart or the silver foiled vellum. So that did happen, obviously, because it's right there on the page. Now I am going to spell out December on this stamped image that I placed out, and then if I need to find the center of a word, what I normally do is what you just saw. I write it out and hash mark each end until I find the center. I do that with little words, big words, doesn't even matter. It just works. Now I do go ahead and get December on there. It fits pretty perfectly in that banner line, and I really like the way that it looks out. I wanted to start just from the get-go and kind of establish my color palette. So I have the red and green, I have the silver, I have the black, white, and the cream. And now that on day one, my color palette is established, that will kind of lead off to everything that you will see in the album for the entire month. Now I did do this little snowflake right here up at the top, and I actually have to peel him apart because I messed him up, so I had to go grab another snowflake instead. But I only have 3 of these die cut snowflakes, so I got to get it apart so I can use it again in the album. I am going through the little journaling bits from the Simple Stories Jingle All the Way kit, and I really liked this circle label for the left-hand side of my page. However, I really didn't need the little ornament that was hanging down, but I figured I could use that on another page somewhere else, so I went ahead and tossed that to the side so that I could do that. I am popping up the little stamped banner piece with some foam squares. I am using a smaller foam square. The smaller foam squares that I have don't give it as much bulk as the larger ones, so that's why I chose to use the smaller ones. I didn't want it popping a lot off the page, just an ever so slight little bit. So I am going to place that down. Now I do have to be careful because I did print this photo at home, and once you stick some stuff down on the photo, it does kind of peel up the ink a little bit. So this is a 5x7 photo. I print it with my Epson, and as you can maybe tell in the video, that the printing is a little wild on this bad boy. My ink is running out, so I decided to print it in black and white, and it still has a little hot spot of weirdness where it didn't print out exactly properly, but I like it. I like the way it looks. I think it's a cool photo, and it's, you know, it's the first page of the album, and it is 2020 after all, so you know, there's not going to be perfection here, people, because 2020 has been far from perfect. Now, one thing that I think we just had some commentary from the peanut gallery, but I don't even know what he said. So whatever it was, it's making Lana giggle. So there it is. Now, I did want to build up a little bit of that December banner, so I am sticking a sticker in there. I'm also going to pull out some puffy stickers and the brads. Now, what I was getting ready to say before Christopher decided to make his presence known, I was excited to see that these brads from Simple Stories were adhesive. They don't have any brad tines on them. So that was exciting because now I don't have to worry about washi taping the back of any of the pages that I make in this album. because, you know, I always have to washi tape my brad tines. So I pop on a little red heart, just because hearts are a theme that I use in just about everything I scrapbook, especially in Christmas, because, you know, I want the love. I definitely want the love of Christmas. Now, this is where I screw up that silver snowflake die. So I have this what is this? This easy cut adhesive, and you're supposed to use it in your die cut machine, and that it works beautifully in the die cut machine. I probably should have used the sticky dot die cut transfer adhesive. It probably would have worked a little bit better. So maybe if I just run it through my die cut machine flat, I'll be able to pull that snowflake off. So I'm just going to position the snowflake up here so that the top of the tree is between two of the snowflake arms. Now I know I have called them snowflake arms in the past, and a couple of you told me what the snowflake arms are actually called, and it's just not there. My brain is not reading it today. It's not remembering it. I decided to add a couple more word phrases up there. I decided to trim this in half so it says, "May your days be merry and bright." And I also pop on a little puffy sticker of holly, just because I want a tiny bit of the color that's going on in the lower left-hand page to be up there in the upper right. I did want to establish in the very beginning that I am using silver in this album. I think it might be okay. I was thinking originally that it might be a little bit of a struggle to only have silver in my album, just because of the lack of silver products available. But, you know, if you watched my video yesterday of my share of my kit, you will find I found a bunch of silver things. Plus, I also found more silver things today when I was cleaning up my room. Like, I found some labels, and I also remembered I had some Love from Lizzie peel-offs, which you'll see in a little bit. That worked out great. So since this is day one, I don't have a huge story to tell that I want in this album. I do have a story from December 1st, but that will be going in a regular scrapbook album. I know that some people use their December daily as their, you know, their documenting of everything that goes on that day, and it's just a book full of stories. But as I've said before, my December project is kind of a hybrid of December daily, journal your Christmas, and making pretty Christmas pages, because that's what I like to do. I love these little albums. They just make me so happy. I love Christmas time. Christmas is my favorite holiday, and making these little albums, I wish I would have started way before 2015. My family might not feel that way because I am kind of taking over the bookcases in the living room with all of the albums. And then I was showing my husband my layouts and things that aren't in albums, but they are in page protectors sitting on my shelf, and how many more page protectors and albums I was going to need very shortly. So, exciting times, exciting times. Now, I decided to leave this love, peace, joy card up at the top, and those three words are going to tie into the journaling that I put down here at the bottom. So, this is just kind of an introduction to the album. It's not really the title page or anything like that. I have not made the title page yet. I don't know what I want to do with the title page yet. I don't know if I want to make it just decorative. I don't know if I want a photo. I don't know if I want something that's pre-made. We'll figure that out later, though, as I get further into the album. So I'm also going to put some word stickers over here in this corner with a jingle bell, and that is from the Echo Park puffy stickers that I got. I am going to make sure to combine the different brands together, and I'm starting that now so that when I go throughout the album, it will just look like it's natural. So the whites are a little bit different in color, but that doesn't bother me. I'm not a person who really worries about whether or not my whites exactly match or my creams exactly match or what I'm going to do because I have white and cream on the same page. I'm cool with it. doesn't bother me whatsoever. They're just more colors to play with. So I really like this card down here that I trimmed out of the Simple Stories cut apart sheet. I am a big fan of this poinsettia design, this motif on the black background. I just think it's gorgeous. I'm going to go ahead and decide to layer my silver #1 over top of this Christmas ornament with the little holly and berries. And then I'm going to pop that up as well, just because I want dimension on my pages in this album. So this is a thicker sticker stories. No. A thicker Simple Stories album. So I do have room to play. And I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get all 31 days of December in this album. There have been years in the past where I used a thinner album and I could only get up through Christmas in the album. And, you know, that was a little sad, but that's okay. Now, this is where I discovered my Love from Lizzie silver peel-offs, and I'm going to overlap the red line on this pre-printed card with the silver. And I just love it. I think that it just adds a little bit more to the card. It kind of makes it a little fancier. It elevates it a little bit more rather than just a flat card. Now I'm thinking about taking some stickles and stickling a little bit on this card as well. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet. I don't know. What am I talking about? I do too know. I know I'm going to add glitter and sparkle into this album, so you know what? I might as well just go ahead and grab some stickles and stickle the center of those poinsettias now and let it dry so it'll be ready tomorrow when I do day 2. So I do get that silver peel off around there, and then I'm just going to write some journaling. So I really don't want to talk too much about, I'm not going to mention it at all in my album, probably. I'm thinking, don't want to talk about COVID or any of that weirdness, but I decided to use love, peace, and joy from that top card in my journaling on the bottom card so that it kind of connects. So I said, oh, how I love this time of year. Even though peace is hard to find, I do find joy in the season. And I wrote Happy December 2020. So I'm not really getting emotional with it. Last year's book was pretty emotional at the beginning. I think I even cried when I was making it. So we're not going there on day 1 at least. And this is where I realized I didn't really pay attention to how big my sheet of paper was. I must not have been paying attention to the right line to trim it down. So the page protector is a little bit larger than 6x8, and I think I eyeballed it, but I had to trim it down a little bit more, but we got it in there. So that is going to be day 1, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for joining me. And be sure that you join the Scrapping Reflections Facebook group. I'm going to post all my pages in there, and I hope you will post your pages as well, no matter what you're scrapbooking. So even if you're not doing a December project, whatever you're scrapbooking, I would love to see it. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you real soon for another video.